Alright, it's time for a wheat farm tutorial. Now this is the final product of the wheat farm. Just so you guys know, this glowstone is not necessary. You can just use torches on top of like stone blocks or whatever. But I like to use glowstone because it looks awesome. Now the wheat farm is pretty much fully grown here. So I'll show you how it works. We flip the lever, water comes down, all the wheat gets harvested and flows down to the end. And once the wheat is all in the end troughs, we can deactivate the water. That follows down. All the wheat in here now is going to flow towards the middle, and all the wheat that got piled up down there and what have you, into this hopper, which you can see it's all loaded in, and that will slowly drain into this chest here. And then we can just take some seeds here and replant like this. We've got it like this, so you can just walk across the edge of that bit to get onto there and replant, and then you can walk across the edge up here and replant it like that, no problem. Now let's go over to creative mode to see how to build it. Okay, here we are in creative mode, and this is the final product without all the wheat and stuff to obscure your vision. Now let's go over the components of this wheat farm. So first of all, this is sort of the main component right here. Now you can see it's got the 7 by 8. It is 8 across, 8 dirt blocks across, and 7 dirt blocks long dirt platform, and that is where all the wheat is going to grow. Then we have these water troughs here and over here. Now this one I covered up, but I'll just open it up for you. You can just see it's water there. Whoops, trying to do things with F1. Anyway. That trough is covered up, this one is not. They should both be covered up, but I was just showing you. You can have individual water sources all the way along here, or just one that runs all the way down, or you can put it wherever you want. And that will keep those two water troughs, since the water reaches 4 blocks, and this is 8 blocks wide, that will keep every single farmland block moistened, or whatever they call it. So this platform is where all the wheat grows, and you can have as many of these as you want. As you can see over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can make this wider at the expense of having to repeat these blocks up here as well, or you can make it longer, and every time you put on a new platform, you just go up 1 block so that the water can continue to flow down. It flows to 7 blocks, then 1 more, and then flows down the next set. So you could make this as long as you wanted, as long as it stays within the number of chunks that are activated nearby you. In fact, in my last Let's Play, I think I made it 2 by 4, so it's quite a large wheat farm. You can make these very, very large. Now over here, we can see the front section, as you can see right there. That is the front section of this whole farm area. We've got the lever down there and everything. So let's go over back to this. We have the chest and the hopper, which, in case you guys don't know how to place a hopper, I'll turn on F1 mode here and take the hopper. All you do is you shift right-click the chest, and that way anything that falls into the hopper, which it doesn't actually work in creative mode, but anything that would fall into the hopper would go into the chest. Now then, we have these dirt blocks there. Now these are just to signify, they're purely to signify where these platform bits would go. These dirt blocks aren't realistically like a part of this front section. Then we have these water troughs, because the water is going to flow all the way down, and the wheat is going to be on these blocks, and it's going to flow into the water and along here, and then into the hopper from the water stream in the middle. Now we have the sign. That sign is because when the water does flow down, it's going to overflow into these troughs and then try to flow out. So we just put the sign there, and that means everything will stop on the hopper and the chest, of course, to load the things. And this lever. Now this is, I don't know, people have trouble with redstone, so it might take you a moment to set up. But all you need is a lever. I personally put it on, I'll turn on F1 so we can see which block I'm selecting. I put it on this block here, and then put the redstone underneath, which I will just quickly show you guys over here. See, I have it on that block underneath there, and then if we dig down here a little bit, you'll see the redstone underneath there, like that. So that lever, in fact, I'll show you the extension of the redstone. That lever goes underneath here, and I just lead the redstone all the way along. So the lever is just on this block here. The redstone gets lit up all the way down to here onto this block. Now keep in mind, depending on how you set your redstone up, You may need to use repeaters, depending on how many of these pads you need. You have. If you have more than 2 in length, you will need repeaters, or to set up redstone torches to repeat it, but that's a little bit, that's a bit old-fashioned. Anyway, I just set it up like this because if I went one more block, I would have needed a repeater, so I decided to do it this way. This redstone torch arrangement is just to bring the redstone signal up to here, where it lights up the pistons which let the water. Now let's go have a look at this piston setup. So here you can see this is sort of the redstone torch there. I just put a lever on there like that so we can activate it and deactivate it. So this redstone signal right here is on the block right behind the piston. So here's the piston, there's a block behind it, and on top of that is the redstone. That activates the piston. You can do it other ways, but this is the easiest way that I've found to activate all the pistons at once pretty easily without having to use any repeaters and all that kind of junk. Now we have these sections up here, just 8 blocks along. Obviously it would be in line with those platforms there, so that each block of water falls and then runs along a line on the wheat farm blocks. Now you can just put a single block of water or single water source in and it will fill the entire thing. You can put it anywhere in there, or you can put individual water sources in there. It doesn't make any difference at all, because as soon as you activate the lever it just falls down like that anyway. And as you can see, even though we only have the one water source, this thing still stays filled up and falls down over there. So let's go see that in action one more time over on the full wheat farm. We activate the lever, that redstone signal goes deactivated, and I'll just quickly fly under here. The redstone signal deactivates, then our string of torches activates and deactivates and all that flim-flam, inverts anyway. Deactivates this redstone up here, allowing the water to fall. Now this is what you have to pay attention to. Remember that these dirt sections are 7 blocks long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because the water only flows 8 blocks, and the 8th block we need it to flow onto the next section of dirt. And then you could make this end one 8 blocks, I suppose, if you wanted to, but I just keep it 7 for continuity's sake. And then it all flows down there, and we activate that, and everything that was in these troughs goes into the hopper. Anyway, thank you for watching my wheat farm tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed it and hope it was rather helpful. So, till next time.